Hello, Patrick Quinlan, CEO of Rivet Software.
Yesterday, you received an award, Denver Business Journal 40 Under 40 Award, and one of the things they highlighted was your personal story of not giving up in your, I'm sure in your life, but in your professional endeavors. So it would be very, I think, really interesting and helpful to hear that story in a nutshell.
Great. So I think for a lot of people, life is a series of planned out events that hopefully lead from one successful completion of one event to the next event. And my life has been, I think I've intentionally chosen to lead it differently than that. I look to do what is fun, exciting, and adventurous, and sometimes those things are successful and sometimes they're not. So I've been the CEO of 3 different Denver-based companies. 2 of them have been successful. One of them was not, and you really do learn a lot more from the ones that fail than the ones that succeed. The one that failed took most of my money and all of my ego, and crumbled it up and threw it on the floor. And you have to make a choice. You you put a dent in the wine cellar, and then eventually you have to wake up one day and decide that you're going to go do it again. So I was the CEO of Service Select. We had offices here in Denver and throughout the state of Texas. We provided low voltage services to national home builders. Obviously, we had a couple of great years in 2006, 2007, but when the housing collapse came in 2008, we were in the midst of actually trying to sell the company to Ultimate Electronics, and the timing of the market caught up with us, and the week after Lehman Brothers collapsed, the impact of that on the financial markets ended the transaction. And when that happened, unfortunately, I had to close my company, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I had to lay off. I had to let 70 people go. They had families. This was their income. This was their lives. They had put everything they had into this company. And there was nothing else for us to do. We had to close the doors. We sold 7 years of our lives and had to walk away, and the company declared bankruptcy. And it was an incredibly difficult experience. This is what I thought I was best at, is building a company and motivating people and creating strategy and finding the right group of people to execute that strategy. And for months, I questioned whether it was something, what could I have done different? And eventually you have to stop the question, you just have to go back to work. So I was fortunate. I found a consulting firm here in Denver, Era Partnership, that was looking to build up their small business practice. All of my experiences in small business. And so I was able, in working with that firm, to help other small businesses and start to repair a little bit of the ego damage and a little bit of the confidence. And in the process of doing that, I found Rivet Software. Or Rivet Software found me, whichever one of the two. And Rivet Software was an organization that had a great product, but they hadn't been able to put together a sales plan and a business plan to actually successfully bring that product to the marketplace. And so, fortuitous timing, I came in and was able to develop a sales team, take the product to market, and have since become the CEO of the company. I wish I could say there was this one moment where, I was laying on my back and you willed yourself to get up at that moment and go do good. I don't think it is. It's just something that's been inside me since as long as I can remember. And there certainly were moments. We closed the company August 8th, and I distinctly remember the day before Thanksgiving kind of saying to myself, I've got to go do something. I can't sit around and feel sorry for myself anymore. And so, to begin the job search the day before Thanksgiving, in the middle of the largest economic collapse in American history in 70 years was, it was a foreboding task. But after that, you just do it. I know that sounds like a bad shoe commercial, but it isn't like once you make that decision, it's just something that I do. It's just like breathing. And I think that for me, my strength has always been my energy. And so you just, no matter how bad you may be hurting on the inside or how down you might be feeling, I just turn on my energy and I go be me. And, And that's what I have found is you just have to know what you're best at, and on your tough days you have to rely on that. And for me, that's always been my energy.